Welcome back to Money News. Well, when you talk Melbourne Cup, you think about the punters who clean up. Don't think about the punters that clean up, my friends. Think about the actual company that cleans up, because that's where the money is. What's the old saying? Where there's muck, there's money. It's always the way. Where there's muck, there's money. And I'll tell you what, a man who knows all about that is Craig Lovett. Now, Craig Lovett, they say, is one of the most experienced people today in cleaning and waste strategies right around Australia. This is inside venues, and also not just in Australia, but all around the world, because he's the man who set up a business called Clean Event. But it's not just Clean Event that he set up, but it's another company, and it's this particular company that is going to be cleaning up at the Spring Carnival. And that company is called Incognitus. So Incognitus is the company that's going to clean up after all the punters and all of the people, and will be going in there and making it pristine for Oaks Day on Thursday. Craig Lovett, I've got to tell you, is on the line right now. G'day, Craig. How are you?
Hello, mate. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for coming on and explaining all this to us. How long have you been in this game for?
Oh, mate, 30 years. This has been my 30th consecutive spring racing carnival with Flemington. I did start a company called Clean Event. You're correct. I sold that 6 or 7 years ago and never thought I'd be back in the cleaning space again. But with people like VRC, Flemington Racecourse, are just amazing people to be in partnership with business with. They asked me to get back involved again to assist them with the program a couple of years ago, and found ourselves, after those that we'd sold to had perhaps not done as well as we did, they asked us to come back and really develop an event services business, event support services business, including cleaning services, to get them through not only the Spring Carnival but the year-round at Flemington Racecourse.
Okay, just explain me, as a young bloke, as you're going through as a young bloke, how did you get into the cleaning business in the first place?
Mate, I have no idea. I was a copper in the Air Force, is what I was, and found myself being a copper in the Air Force for 6 years, serving Australia well, both in Australia and overseas. I wound up in a cleaning business.
What happened? There must have been something that happened. What, did it suddenly just fall out of the sky and you became a cleaner? Well, that just doesn't happen overnight, surely.
No, not really. What happened after 6 years with the Defence Force? I took a job with a US company based in Australia, selling sweeping machines, and Flemington was my first call to sell them sweeping machines. And cut a long story short, they couldn't afford to buy them at the time. It was before the days of Flemington having multiple use, so I had no trade shows, weddings, functions. It just had 34 race meetings a year, and as a brash young salesman, I'm trying to sell them 250 Ks worth of sweepers, and they eventually said, look, we're not going to buy them, but if you find a good contractor, come back and see me. So I spent the next 6 months looking for a good contractor, got frustrated I couldn't find one, bought the machines myself, went back to Flemington, knocked on the door and said, I know a guy.
Unbelievable. And so hence came this 35-year relationship, or whatever it is, with it's nearly 35-year relationship with the VRC. So explain to me.
A 30-year relationship.
30-year relationship.
Off the back of the VRC relationship, took us around the world. We serviced our first Olympic Games in 1996 at Atlanta. Went on to do the next 7 summer and winter Olympic Games. Grand Slam tennis around the world, all 4. US Open, French Open, Wimbledon, the Australian Open. Formula One all across Europe, NASCAR across America. Before I sold in 2010, I was servicing outstanding stadia, apart from having done an FA Cup and a Grand Final and 2 Super Bowls and things like that. But we had stadia in the UK in particular, like Chelsea, Arsenal, Fulham, Leeds, Liverpool, Twickenham, Wembley Stadium itself, the marvellous Wembley Stadium, both the old version and the new version of it.
But it's amazing, Craig. I mean, for an Aussie, you'd sometimes pinch yourself as you were going to get these contracts. I mean, and picking them up and getting bigger and bigger as each one came by.